Hello, beautiful. Today we're going to go through a crash course in breast implant illness and also explant surgery preparation and recovery. I have gathered the 30 most frequently asked and common questions inside of my Facebook group, and we're going to go over all of them today in this video. But before we dive in, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Christina. I'm the founder of Size Happy, the admin of the best Facebook group on Facebook, Breast Implant Illness, Rejuvenation, and Education with Christina. And you can also find me on Instagram at I am Size Happy. All right, since there are so many questions to get through, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ask the question and then I'm gonna answer it within like 10 to 30 seconds so that we can just get through this video. But I'm also going to add in some additional context and information in the comment section below to further elaborate on these questions and also provide some links to resources and some other YouTube videos that I've gone in depth about in regards to these questions. If you want some further information about the questions I'm about to ask. All right, so let's get into it. How many years do most women say they start to get sick after their breast augmentation? From what I've seen and read, the answer is about 7 years. Number 2, what are the most common triggers that cause breast implant illness? I have a whole video on this. I will link it down below under question 2. But the most common triggers that I have heard, because I took a poll in my group, after an illness, breast implant illness symptoms triggered after a very stressful life event, like a divorce or a change of lifestyle, whatever it may be, after a fitness competition, and after pregnancy. Those are like the top triggers that a lot of women said they felt trigger their breast implant illness symptoms to pop in. Number 3, I have an autoimmune disease. Should I get breast implants? The answer is no, and I will explain more about why that is down below. Does everyone who has breast implants get breast implant illness? And the answer is no, but this is a very gray area because when you do get breast implants, because they are a foreign object, and they are toxic, your body, regardless of whether you feel it or not, does have an immune system and an inflammatory response after getting the breast implants. I will explain more about that down below in the comments underneath question 4. Number 5, what are the most common symptoms of breast implant illness? So according to the FDA's website, when they talk about breast implant illness, they talk about fatigue, brain fog, like memory loss, memory issues, joint pain, muscle pain, insomnia, anxiety, depression, and hair loss. I forget if I said that one. So those are the most common symptoms, but I will link the full list of symptoms of breast implant illness down below in the comments under question 5. Number 6, can I test for breast implant illness? No, there is no test to take that says positive, like you have breast implant illness, or negative, like you don't. You can get some labs done, and I'll include the link to my video about labs underneath this video under question 6. There are some labs you can do that I recommend taking before you explant and then like a year after you explant to kind of see if there is a correlation after you explant, you know, that your hormones or your liver or your thyroid, your gut issues may have actually been linked to your breast implants. Number 7, what do I do if I think I have breast implant illness? So the first thing I would definitely say is just take a deep breath, remain calm, get inside of some Facebook groups, gather some information about breast implant illness and how to explant properly and safely, and consider getting an explant, because the only way to truly heal from breast implant illness is to remove your breast implants. That's why it's called breast implant illness, because potentially the implants are causing the illness. So what you definitely want to do and consider is removing your breast implants. What do I need to look for in an explant surgeon? I actually have a whole video on this. I will link it down below under question 8. but you want to definitely make sure that they are board certified, they're board certified plastic surgeon, and that they will do your explant on block and with a total capsulectomy. Number 9, what's the preferred way to explant? So the golden standard as of right now is to have your explant done on block with a total capsulectomy. And I will put the link down to that full-length video that explains both of them down below in the comments under question number 9. Number 10, what does en bloc mean? So en bloc just means together in one piece. So this means that your surgeon is going to take the capsule and the implant out together in one piece. Number 11, why is getting the capsule out so important? Well, the capsule most likely does and potentially does contain some of those chemicals, toxins, and heavy metals that have leached off of your breast implants over the years, potentially decades. So it's really important to get that inflammatory scar tissue out of your body during the time of your explant, because it's not like a natural part of your body. Your body made that to basically protect you and wall off the implants. So you want to make sure that you do get the capsules out with your explant surgery, preferably done en bloc, but if not, definitely a total capsulectomy, which just means also the removal of the capsules. All right, here we go. What if I don't get all my capsule out? That's a good one. If you don't get all your capsule out, don't freak. Just monitor your health. And from what I've seen, and I've had my group for over 4 years now, there are some women who remained sick after their explant surgery, and come to find out it's because their explant surgeon didn't remove nearly all of their capsule. So they remained sick and they had to go in for a second surgery, just called a total capsulectomy, to get the remainder of the capsule out. And then once they did that, they started to feel better and they started to heal and recover. So it's just really important to get the capsule out one way or another. What are the implants made out of? I'm gonna put a list down below under question 13, what they're made out of, because some of the things I can't even pronounce, but some things that come to mind are acetone, formaldehyde, benzene, zinc, there's some solvents in there, there's like lacquer, there's heavy metals, there's all sorts of things that aren't supposed to be in the body in these implants, you know, on top of the silicone shell. And both saline and silicone have the same toxins because it's on the shell. It's made up of the shell. So I'll put the whole link or the whole list of what these implants are made out of down below underneath question 13. Number 14, should I get a lift? I feel like if you're asking me, this is a very personal question. I think it should be something discussed between you and your surgeon. And there are some qualifications, so to say, to actually get a lift. So depending on your skin's like elasticity and depending on how much breast tissue you have, those are gonna be some things that, you know, are factored in, you know, is whether or not you can even get a breast lift during your explant. I had a lift during my explant, totally happy that I did. I know some surgeons won't do lifts at the time of explants and they won't do fat transfers at the time of explants. But, you know, if you feel like you want one and your surgeon says, yeah, you're qualified to get it, go ahead and get it. If you don't want one, but your surgeon's like, well, you should get it, just feel that out. And I would always just trust your gut and trust your intuition and do whatever you think is right for you and your body. Because again, some of us went to plastic surgeons just to get a breast lift and we were talked into breast implants and look where that got us. So really just trust your gut and figure out what's best for you, honestly, at the end of the day. Number 15, what do I focus on before explant surgery? And in my opinion, your immune system, your gut health, and your just mental and emotional body, your mental and emotional well-being, for sure. Just staying really centered and grounded and seeking support and being super compassionate on yourself. And then as far as like the immune system and your gut health, you know, doubling down on things that support those things, because you want to go into your explant surgery just feeling, you know, super calm and super healthy and super strong, like at least as best as you can. Number 16, when do I start taking Arnica? So Arnica is a natural like supplement you can buy anywhere. And what it does is it helps with swelling and bruising. A lot of us take it like 7 days before our surgery, and then we'll continue to take it for like 7 to 10 days after surgery. I will link down below under question 16, the Arnica that is very popular in this community. Number 17, what things should I look out for to where I need to get with my surgeon after explanting? So what I think she was trying to say is, what things do I need to look out for? Like if something doesn't look right or feel like, what are some indicators that I need to reach out to my surgeon and get like some help or some suggestions? So definitely swelling, if you have any kind of swelling that concerns you, any pain, redness, oozing, if you feel extra faint or extra dizzy or extra nauseous, you know, more than, you know, you would think you would feel, run it by your surgeon. I always say if anything concerns you, anything down to how you're feeling after your surgery, to how things are looking, definitely reach out to your surgeon, because this is what they do, this is what they're good at, and they see women who are going through an explant surgery all the time, and they know like what's normal and what kind of needs some attention. So if any of those things happen, run those by your surgeon and see what you can do for it. Number 18, how do I massage my breasts after explant surgery? I have a whole entire video on this and like where to massage. I will put that down below under question 18, but I will show you here really quick. So the rule of thumb is I personally don't massage the actual breasts, but you go into the cleavage area, up to the collarbone, into your armpits, and then down below in your incision area. So you basically go all around it. And what that does is it'll just help with circulation. It'll help, you know, loosen things up, especially if you have any dents or wrinkles. It'll really just smooth things out and break up any scar tissue. So I will link that full-length video down below underneath question 18. Number 19, what do I put on my scars? That video is actually gonna have the scar concoction, but what I used was a vial, a little clear vial, and what I did was I filled it up with 2/3 of Jason vitamin E, like extra strength vitamin E, and then 1/3 of frankincense essential oil, and I would shake it, and then I would take a couple fingers and I would put it into coconut oil, and I would rub the coconut oil on my incisions, because that just helps to smooth it out, because the Jason's vitamin E is very sticky. It does not rub very well into the skin. So you take your coconut oil and you rub it into the skin, and then I shake that vial with the vitamin E and the frankincense oil, put it on my fingers, and then I rub that into my incisions as well. And you just do each side for like 4 to 5 minutes, gentle but firm. I know that's kind of vague, and again, that just helps with fading of the incision. Mine is very white. My incision, you can't really see. And it also just helps with loosening up scar tissue. The dents and wrinkles go away. Yes, they will. They will. So this is different, and I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, because I have dents. Like when I bend over, I have some what I would call abnormal dents. So the dents will over time smooth out and become less noticeable. Everybody is different. Everybody's going to respond a little bit differently after explant surgery in regards to dents and wrinkles, depending on, you know, how good of a job your surgeon did. So what I will say is they will get better as the months go on. Whether they completely go away or not, I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no, because again, I have dents on my breast, and I'm 4 years post-explant. Number 21, we are almost there. Why do I need to walk a few times a day after my surgery? So you want to walk, I would say for 5 to 10 minutes. What I did, because I live in Florida and I explanted in July and it's super hot here, was I just walked around my living room couch for like 10 minutes a couple times a day in the air conditioning. But you want to walk after surgery because it helps to prevent blood clots. So it's really important. Don't overdo it. And if you do want to go outside, I would definitely recommend having somebody next to you just in case you feel weak or faint or anything like that. But it's to prevent blood clots. Let's see, where am I? Number 22, what do I focus on after my explant surgery? I'm always saying the things that I feel like we need to focus on is forgiveness. So forgiving ourselves, forgiving our plastic surgeon who put in the implants, like forgiving our ex-husband for talking us into it, forgiving the FDA and the breast implant manufacturers for their part in this, but just really forgive and accept and let go and embrace, you know, this new chapter of your life. Patience, having patience with yourself and your body and those around you who are caring for you. Self-love, whatever that looks like and feels like for you, and then also rest. So you want to be resting a lot after your explant surgery, because resting and sleep is when our body does the most healing and repairing and cleansing, and we want that to happen after our explant surgery. So rest up as much as you can and do the other 3 things. Number 23, when can I start to detox? This will vary depending on who you ask, but if you're asking me, you can start to detox anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks after explant. I personally wouldn't do anything super like harsh, like hardcore, and that's probably different definitions to many different people, but you know, 4 to 5 weeks out, you can start. I'll actually include the full length how to detox after explant video underneath here under question 23, because it's going to go over the who, what, where, when, and why, and hows of detoxing the right way and the best way after explant surgery. Why do I wait 4 to 5 weeks after explanting to detox? So the reason why you want to wait is because you just want to allow your body to detox and heal and cleanse at its own pace after your explant. You don't want to force anything in or disrupt your body's natural cleansing and healing and repairing capabilities. Just allow it to settle down and just do its own thing, because I've seen some women who have forced a detox too soon, meaning like they started all these detox supplements and protocols and like going in the saunas and doing the lymphatic massages and the detox foot baths, like all these things too soon, and they ended up like just feeling like crap for a while afterwards. So just take some time with your body, trust her, let her do her thing, and then around like the 5-6 week mark, start you know, doing some more detox protocol like things into your lifestyle. 25, what's the best detox program out there? I'm kind of biased, and I feel like there's a couple different programs out there, and I am friends with all of them who do these different detox programs. They all have kind of like their own protocols and their own different supplements and brands that they use. But I kind of like mine, my BII Bridge, because you can start it early and it's more food-based and has supplements in it. So it doesn't have anything harsh. You're not having to drastically change your lifestyle at all around it. And it's gentle, but it's very effective. I've had so many great testimonials from women who have gone through it. And plus, mine also is like a mind and body detox program, because I genuinely believe that the mind and body must be like connected and on the same page to have a whole body healing experience. If we're taking supplements and we're eating good foods, but like our mindset isn't right and we're doubting ourselves and we're worrying and we're not taking care of our mental health, it can negatively impact what we're doing to our physical body. So I just feel like with the BII Bridge, I have a detox meditation. I do EFTs, guided visualizations, talk a lot about self-care and stress. So I dive into the emotional and the mental aspect of healing. And then also, of course, there is the physical aspect of healing. I will link that down below underneath question 25. Number 26, what is the MTHFR gene mutation? This is a gene mutation that if you do have it, it just means that your body has a harder time processing and eliminating toxins. And what we're finding out is that a lot of women who have breast implants have this gene mutation, which would make sense as to why a lot of us get sick, because our bodies are having a harder time processing and releasing those toxins from the implants on top of everything else in our environment, right? So if you do have this gene mutation, then your body just has a harder time processing and releasing toxins, and you might have to go on a slightly different protocol when it comes to like the supplements that you take. Number 27, I'm constipated. What can I take? So if you're constipated after surgery, which is very common, magnesium seems to help. And then there's also this tea called Smooth Move tea that seems to help. And then also aloe juice seems to help, and then obviously if it's really bad, get with your surgeon or get with your doctor and see if they can put you on something a little bit stronger. But it is very common after explanting from the anesthesia, but just drink a lot of water and try those 3 things to help you have a bowel movement. Number 28, why is protein so important after explanting? So protein has been shown after any surgery to help speed up the recovery process. And when we have our explant surgery, the surgeon cut through our muscle. And so our muscle needs to repair and rebuild after explant surgery. And if you eat 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound that you weigh, split up throughout the day, it can help speed up your recovery as far as like healing physically goes after surgery. Number 29, what if I explant and feel worse? Well, this does happen. Don't mean to scare you. It does happen, and I'm gonna put a video down below underneath question 29. I have a whole video that says like, what if you explant and get worse? There are some things to look into because explanting is only step 1 on this healing journey. It's not like the cure. There are some women who explant and they feel better and they can go on with their lives. And then there are some women who explant and things improve, but they still need a lot of support for like a year or 2, if not longer after explanting. And then there are some women who explant and they actually say that they feel worse. So I'm gonna include that video down below underneath question 29. But if you are one of those women who explant and you just feel worse and you're like 6 months after your explant, because I would give the first 6 months like some time, right? But if you're like 6 months after explant and you feel worse, check out the video below underneath question 29. We're about ready to wrap it up. Number 30, why am I so emotional for no reason after explanting? I have my own explanation and hypothesis. My kitty is right here. But what I think happens is, so we have the hormones going on from BII, and then you have the anesthesia that you're detoxing from. And then for years and decades, we've had 2 foreign objects above our heart. And that can make the energy flow in our body very stagnant. And when we remove that from our body, energy is now able to flow more freely, and it can bring up emotions. Like I experienced this, so I get it, but you just cry out of nowhere and you're like, what is wrong with me? Why am I so emotional? Like everything is going great and I'm feeling fine, but like I just keep crying. And so it might be hormones. It might be more of an energetic thing going on with our body. And just really allow that to come through you, because explanting is a very huge relief when you're like, oh, I finally explanted. Like I finally have a chance to get my health back and my life back. And it is a huge relief, and our body is ready to just release that. And so sometimes you might experience some crying, maybe even some anger after your explant. I have a whole video on that one as well, and I will put that video down below underneath question number 30. But it is so common to experience like the post-explant blues, but it's not because you regret explanting. It's just like things are ready to get released from your body that have been stored and stuck for years. And, you know, it's just really honoring that space and that time when it does happen. And then number 31, there's a bonus one. When can I start exercising after explant? Typically around the 6-week mark, but your surgeon will tell you when it's safe to exercise after explant. Every surgeon's so different in their post-explant approach. But typically around the 6-week mark, and even with you getting clear to exercise, I would say still treat it as like a physical therapy at first, no matter how much of an avid exerciser you are, because I would consider myself an avid exerciser. I love exercising, I love lifting weights, but when I had my surgery, I had to use very, very light weights at first and do things very slow, because you're really just getting reacquainted with how your new muscles are like able to stretch and move. And so you don't want to do things too heavy or too intense or too fast after you're explanting. But I have a whole video on this as well, and I will link that down below. There's going to be so many additional resources and more like to elaborate on below this video, but these were the most commonly asked questions that get asked so much in my group, and I just wanted to throw it all in here and create a video on it. So if these topics are of interest to you, if you get a lot out of these videos and you're going through breast implant illness, or you're preparing for or recovering from an explant surgery, please consider subscribing to this channel and liking this video. Comment down below if there is something that I didn't cover that you'd like me to answer, and I will do my best to answer it. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.